Hello, Sean here.
Evan,
He is here.
finally.
Yes, it has been since at least November.
Well, I've been busy. Work has gotten so much worse lately.
Work is horrible.
Yes, it is.
So, we are here to catch up on Star Wars with the prequel trilogy. The sadly much hated prequel trilogy.
Much hated?
Dude, for the last 20 years or so, people have been shitting on it. By the way, happy 20th birthday, Phantom Menace. Even though technically it is on May 19th. And it is May 11th as we are recording this. But still, happy birthday anyway.
Yay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to probably the most shat on movie in Star Wars cinema history. Until Last Jedi came out. And then until Solo came out.
I haven't seen it. I don't even know if I'm going to.
What,
just with
Solo?
I heard. Yeah.
If you value the character of Han Solo, don't.
Not seen it.
Okay, dude, put it this way. Unless you'd rather hear about droid rights, don't see it.
If I want to,
Okay, put it this way. If you thought Jar Jar was bad, wait till you see L337.
I've already seen Droid Rights. It was called Ghosts in the Shell, and
I'm just saying though, dude. If you thought Jar Jar was bad, watch L337. No joke. Owen, do you love Lando Calrissian as a character?
Well, he's only in that one movie, but yeah.
He was in Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah. Duh.
Do you love Lando Calrissian as a character?
I guess so. He was pretty.
Now
cool.
find out about how he likes to fuck robots.
We had that too, and Ghost in the Shell Part 2.
I'm trying to make a point here, though, dude. Anyway, we'll tackle those movies later. That movie later. Hopefully, much later. Anyway, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a 1999 American epic space opera written and directed by George Lucas. Produced by Lucasfilm and distributed by 20th Century Fox. Now it will be Disney, I'm assuming. It is the first installment in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Stars Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Jake Lloyd, Ian McDermott, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Pernilla August, and Frank Oz. Holy shit, large cast. As well as Sam Jackson as well. Yes, that's awesome. I also have to make a Marvel joke when we talk about Revenge of the Sith. It is set 32 years before New Hope and follows Jedi Knight Qui-Gon Jinn and his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi as they protect Queen Amidala in hopes of securing a peaceful and to a large-scale interplanetary trade dispute. Joined by Anakin Skywalker, a young slave with unusually strong natural powers of the Force, they simultaneously contend with the mysterious return of the Sith. So this movie was released May 19, 1999, with a runtime of apparently 2 hours and 13 minutes. This is 136 minutes. They probably added 3 minutes to the special to this Blu-ray edition. It was a budget of 115 million, made back $1.027 billion, and it was the highest grossing Star Wars movie up until The Force Awakens came out. So for 16 years, it was the highest grossing Star Wars movie, and it was undone by a rehash. Why? Anyway.
Oh crap!
I know, right? God bless you. So anyway. So it says, blah, 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 blah. It's I'm reading gibberish. Anyway, you talk about the movie.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this one. You know how long it's been since we've seen it? That last time you spent the night at my house. And I think it was like a Halloween time, so it was
a long time.
Yeah, no, it was that. Yeah, it was that first time you spent the night at the new house.
To quote Yoda, a long time have I watched.
Yeah, probably three and a half years.
And now since we're talking about Phantom Menace, I gotta pull this little thing up.
Oh.
Yes. Keep talking though. While I pull this
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Keep talking though. No, talk, because it's gonna take a lot of love.
Yeah.
But keep talking.
But yeah, it's been the last time I saw it, like I said, was with you, and I really didn't remember much. I know we watched that, and then me and you ended up watching through the longer version of Lord of the Rings. But
Which I actually have on DVD.
yeah, it's one of the ones I always liked. I never understood why it got as much hate. I mean, yeah,
No,
I will admit, I freaking hate Jar Jar. I hate that freaking
Dude,
reptilian duck bastard.
like I said while watching the movie, if you hate Jar Jar, wait till you see L337. Like, no joke. And here's the thing. She's now canonically a part of the Falcon. So yes, they ruined the ship. So not only does Han Solo get his last name from an Imperial checkpoint officer, not only do they make Lando robosexual, okay? Not only does Lando or Hans dice that Luke gives to Leia in Return in Last Jedi a symbolism of an ex-girlfriend, which is pretty creepy now in hindsight, but also the Millennium Falcon is canonical. The L337, who champions the cause of droid rights, is now canonically part of the Millennium Falcon. Have I made the movie bad for you yet?
No, please continue. No, don't. That's rhetorical.
I take it I have.
No.
I take it I have made it worse for him.
Oh God.
I have saved you.
Yes.
I have saved you from
Thank
your
you, my Lord and Savior. You have saved me
You are
from
welcome.
the hell of Solo. That's actually the perfect metaphor. Solo, alone. You're all alone in hell. Solo is hell.
Dude, that's how they gave him his name. Because he's like, I have no people. And he's like, and then check one out, was like, Han Solo. Anyway, we'll talk about that piece of shit later, though. Because I'm going to make you watch it with me, though. So anyway, as far as Phantom Menace, let's talk Phantom Menace. Let's get you on to something somewhat positive. Let's talk about the actors, my friend.
Oh, a lot of good actors.
Yes.
Natalie Portman.
Liam Neeson.
Oh my gosh. Liam Neeson was already the popular actor way before that, though.
I don't know that. I didn't know that. I know Batman Begins and Taken were the ones that kind of gave him his
yeah,
name.
well, I'm just saying
especially Taken.
I'm just saying he's been in movies before that. I think his film debut was actually in that Excalibur film that John Boorman directed.
Mm.
I think that was the debut of him and Gabriel Byrne, I want to believe.
Was Gabriel Byrne the one that played the devil in End of Days with Schwarzenegger?
I think so. He was in that Keat movie review, the psychotic Nazi guy. And Jurgen Prochnow was the sympathetic Nazi guy.
Mm. Anyway.
But yeah, the actors all did a fine job. I mean, for the most part, the non-physical ones like Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, you don't phone it in. It's what you see from the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Except this takes place,
30 years before New Hope.
Which actually kind of made me have a joke where it was the scene where C-3PO was just meeting R2-D2. He was like, "Oh, pleasure to meet you. I like you already." I'm like, yeah. Let's see how far that mutualness goes. Go. You'll be rusting in a week if it wasn't for me. And don't let me catch you coming back here after me because you're not going to follow.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Okay, you bring up 3PO though.
Yeah.
I want you to touch on something that apparently set a fire under the audience's asses. Like many things I wanted to talk about. First thing is 3PO. People complain about how 3PO was built by Anakin, right? I'm sure you've heard about that. Well, I have pulled up an article that just talks about the 8 prequel moments that George planned back in 1977. And one of them was that C-3PO was built by a child. Now, necessarily this child was not Anakin at the time. But it became Anakin when writing the prequels. So here, a way to avoid this contrivance is to claim young Anakin just built a droid as 9-year-old trying to impress a hot girl. Thankfully, the film they basically explained how Anakin didn't simply just build him, he simply just found him and rebuilt him, which makes sense.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Ig. But yes, that actually was planned back in 77, that a child built C-3PO. Anyway, and also, let's get to the, I'm going to hopefully get to the midi-chlorians, but while I keep going through this, you talk, while I keep looking.
Okay.
That way we're not boring the audience while I'm waiting.
Well, they are looking at you. Just kidding. All due respect, you bastard.
Language.
Oh, hardly a swear word.
Oh, number 7. The Emperor did over... The Empire was created because the Emperor overthrew the Republic using trade laws, which is throughout this trilogy. Continue.
Yep, we get the sci-fi equivalency of watching C-SPAN.
Well, dude, you do know George used real world as influence.
Yeah, so we probably did watch a lot of CNET and C-SPAN and CNN and all that stuff. I mean, personally, those things bore me to tears. But, no kudos for him to be able to tolerate that. But yeah, I mean, all those actors do a good job, but for the most part, when it comes to non-physical, it was only really R2-D2 and C-3PO that really stood out. I mean, yeah, I know I'm going to get a bullshit from some fanboys, but the other side of the fanboys, but I fucking hate Jar Jar. He's annoying.
Dude,
he's so
I think people would agree with you on that.
So annoying.
On Jar Jar. But dude, it is canonical that Jar Jar had a hand in creating the Empire.
You know what I call bullcrap? It's just coincidental. Everything he does throughout this whole movie, everything he does throughout the whole series is coincidental.
No, I'm saying he's in technical owns. He's the one that votes Palpatine to get emergency powers, which thereby allows Palpatine to create the Empire. So technically, yes.
Coincidence born out of stupidity. That's all it is.
Dude, if you ever watch Decker Shadow's video of technical owns, he's like, no Jar Jar, no Empire. No Empire, no Death Star. No Death Star? Oh look, Alderaan still fucking exists.
They could have had something more interesting than the reptilian duck shit. I'm just saying, that's what he looks like. He looks like if someone mixed a Parasaurolophus with a human. It's like, yeah.
Just saying, man.
Seriously? He was annoying. And then Boss Nass. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this thing supposed to be? He looks nothing like the other Gungans. And it's like, oh, what is he? He looks like a toad. Which is actually a big difference because he looks like a toad and they look like Parasaurolophuses to me. I don't know why. They look like...
I don't know, man.
Hadrosaur dinosaurs.
I don't know. I do not.
And the way he talks, it's like Richard Nixon having way too much LSD in his system. It's like...
I do not.
Kind of looks that way too. He kind of looks like Frog Richard Nixon. That's literally what the fuck Boss Nass looks like.
I know not, my friend. I know not.
And then, I mean... Why do they have... I'm just saying, why do they need to have the, Jabba the Hutt? It just really didn't seem to even be that big deal for just, fan appeal. And pretty much all he did was just be the one responsible for knocking the gong. And he didn't even knock it. The fat lazy bastard eats the head of a slug and spits it out. Yeah, too proud to use a frickin' mallet, you bastard?
Okay, this one isn't relevant to the discussion. But anyway, did you know, my friend, that Anthony Daniels is the only actor to appear in every movie minus Solo?
Now I do.
Yes, now you do. And because even R2 and 3PO appear in Rogue One for about 6 seconds. Like, literally, they're only moving for 6 seconds. They're a blink and you miss them thing. No joke. Because as the rebel fighters are going to Scarif to help retrieve the Death Star plans, spoilers, anybody who's seen episode 4 knows the rebellion gets the Death Star plans, obviously. But anyway, as the rebel fighters are going to Scarif to help the Rogue One to get the plans, we see R2 and 3PO right there, and 3PO's like, Scarif? They're going to Scarif? Why does no one tell me anything, R2? And then he just cuts away.
Wow, he really has that over-the-top British Cockney voice? or whatever the heck it is.
I guess. I don't know, man.
Oh, come on now, dude. Let's fight these off and then go home and have crumpets and tea. Oh my God, no.
Well, dude, to be fair, Anthony Daniels, I think, is British.
Oh, well, okay.
I don't know.
I find
He even said in Empire of Dreams that he thought of 3PO as this over-the-top, prissy, buttless type character.
Well, he is tight. Probably has a tight ass. No.
Anyway, but yeah, to go up like he said, I did think the actor was fine. And I agree with Mark Hamill that it wasn't fair that Jake got such a last name because this movie apparently fucked his life up. I read. You know, his friends at school, I guess people at school hated him. I think his family almost hated him, I think. His life got fucked up by this movie. And I agree with Mark Hamill. It's not Jake's fault. It's just he was doing what George asked him to do. You know? So you can't really blame the kid. He was like at least 10 years old when this movie was being made. So it's not entirely his fault.
Nah,
so I think he did what he could. I think he did the best job with what he was given, you know?
I thought it was a cute kid. It was adorable. But yeah, so actors. What do you think soundtrack-wise over the changes? What changes there were?
The soundtrack was awesome.
Oh yeah,
It's better than anything in the new movies.
Yeah, I think arguably even better to some degree than the first one.
Yeah, because you even got Duel of Fates on there. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's an awesome track.
I mean, probably the first time in the series that we really got choir music in it. And,
probably, yeah.
And I actually had to give props to John Williams for using the more non-traditional language for that. I mean, usually when it came to choir music in movies, it's all, Latin and stuff like that. But this one, I mean, using the Sanskrit, that kind of Indian, kind of Hindu-type language, I thought that was pretty interesting. It just seemed like something that would have been difficult to do.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's being a piece of shit right now. That's being a piece of shit, so... Anyway, let's talk about the very thing that really set the fire on your one's ass. No, not that. Not belching. No, let's literally talk about the very thing that made the internet shit itself for the past 20 years.
Okay!
Midichlorians!
What? Midichlorians? What is that I might ask?
Are you being sarcastic or are you being serious?
I mean, maybe I'm trying to just add something to the review.
Anyway, though, when Phantom Menace came out, people heard Qui-Gon speak midichlorians. They're like, wait, what? We thought the Force was a spiritual energy, not a biological thing. Well, to be fair, George came out and said that the midichlorians are intended as a way to help people feel the Force. It's not the Force itself. It's not attempted. It was not an attempt to rationalize the Force. It was meant to be explained as saying how someone could feel the Force, not the Force itself. Everyone took that in the wrong direction. Because hold on, I think I have a defense up on here somewhere. Keep talking.
Right, yeah. So yeah, what did it say was like some kind of bacterium that affected your neural pathways or something?
According to Qui-Gon, that's not it. That will be helpful next movie. But according to Qui-Gon, it was a symbiotic relation that resides in all living things. And it helps people feel the Force basically.
So it's like the Star Wars equivalency of Venom and how he could send Spider-Man and shit like that. That's weird.
I guess.
They have weird stuff on your computer.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Okay, that's not it. I know I have it somewhere. I keep talking.
Yeah. So what do we usually go talk about after that part? Oh.
Okay. It says they are a biological energy that helps connect all living things to the Force. The Force itself exists all around. The Force itself exists all around the universe and binds and penetrates all things. Midichlorians merely serve as a connection to the Force for living things. It also explains why some people have a much stronger connection to the Force and why most people cannot feel the Force. To quote Qui-Gon from the film, "Without the midichlorians, life could not exist, and we would have no knowledge of the Force. They continually speak to us, telling us the will of the Force. When you learn to quiet your mind, you will hear them speaking to you." Basically saying they don't conflict. They work together in tandem, and in turn, it does not make a contradiction. Basically saying, because it's basically saying that the Force is basically the equivalent, the midichlorians are equivalent to how Balak described the Ark of the Covenant. It's a transmitter, a radio speaking to God. They act as a transmitter and a tangible entity that connects life itself to the Force, thus making it possible for people to use the Force. It doesn't actually contradict what was previously established, and if anything, it explains why they turned to Luke and Leia to begin with, because Luke was the son of the man with the strongest connection to the Force, and they realized itself he needed to be trained to harness this innate biological connection.
Makes sense.
Really?
Yes, it does.
That it basically acts like a transmitter connecting to all living things. It's not the Force itself. Like I said, people took that in the wrong direction.
I can see why, but it still makes sense to me.
Yeah, right? But anyway, people continue with your absence and stupidity.
Think what you want.
What he said.
Everyone has opinions.
Even if they're wrong.
Everyone has ass cracks. It's as simple as that.
Even if the opinion is wrong. But no, seriously, I am hoping this will hopefully cleared up something. If not, then, well, at least I tried. Anyway, let's talk about Sam Jackson.
Awesome
The future Nick Fury. Remind me to make a joke about Nick Fury and Revenge of the Sith. Remind me about that. Anyway, let's talk Sam Jackson, though.
Always awesome.
Yes.
Can't wait to see him bust out the lightsabers in the next movie.
Fun fact, though.
All he did in this one is just sit on his ass.
Fun fact, though. Did you know that he asked for a purple lightsaber? Because originally the lightsaber colors were only supposed to be green and blue. He actually went to George and said, "Hey, would it be possible for me to have a purple lightsaber?" George was like, "Let me think about it." And then the next day, "Here's your purple lightsaber."
Why do you want a purple one? I don't know.
Probably to be different, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe because he's like this. He's like,
but wasn't there green?
Because according to Sam Jackson from the Attack of the Clones Bunch videos, he's like, "I'm the second most baddest person in the galaxy aside from Yoda," or something like that. I don't know. Speaking of Yoda, in this version he's CG, not the puppet. What did you think about that?
Well, one thing I definitely have to start by saying is some things looked a little bit different on this version than the version I'm used to, which is the VHS one.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a couple scenes that were cut out or elongated in this version we watched that I didn't get. It was a slightly, probably another 5 or 7 seconds to Sebulba. There was another couple extra segments with Jar Jar, oh God and heck. And then there was...
the Porgs.
They're cute.
They're dumb. They do jack shit. At least the Gungans helped with the battle.
The cat does jack shit. It's cute.
Hey, at least the cat walks around and does something.
The Porg does it too.
No, they don't. All they do is stare at Chewie like, "Please don't eat one of us. Please don't eat one of us." And then, when they're on the battle crate, and I know we're going movies early, they actually climb onto the dashboard, and Chewie's like this, "Get the fuck off." Because even Chewie hates the Porg, man. I feel for Chewie.
He just doesn't.
Speaking of, this review is dedicated in the memory of Peter Mayhew. Even though Chewbacca is not in this movie, still thought dedicated anyway. He has sadly passed away.
A drink to him.
Of what he said.
Can't believe you didn't like that. That was good beer. But yeah, so yeah.
There will only be one Chewbacca.
Did he even do the vocal effect in the Christmas special?
No, no. Those effects were made by Animal Sounds.
Oh. Out of curiosity, what animal did they use?
Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! Like seriously, I think it's just a combination of anything that they could find.
Okay, let's see if people can't tell that this sounds a turkey and this sounds an elephant.
Well, I don't know, man. I think it was though lions and bears mainly.
Yeah, probably.
Anything that I guess can roar. I guess I don't know.
Heck, even something like a seal could sound like that, or like an elephant seal.
I don't know, man. I really don't. But anyway, let's talk about the future Jane Foster. Natalie Portman. Clearly, you have not seen Thor.
I don't really watch that many superhero films.
Shame.
I don't even have time for movies anymore. God's sake, we did. Realize I didn't. It's been since November since we did the original trilogy.
Shame.
Oh, shut up.
Seriously though, what'd you think of Natalie Portman?
Hot as always.
Yes.
Even though she's getting up there in age now.
Hey, she's still hot.
ScarJo's still hotter.
That's true. Spoilers. ScarJo died in that game.
ScarJo never dies, this sick bastard.
No, seriously, watch the movie.
Maybe I don't want to.
Anyway. Basically, fun fact. Natalie Portman was actually 17 when they filmed this movie. And she could not attend the premiere because of schoolwork.
That's when you blow off schoolwork.
It's like, yeah, I'm in a Hollywood movie. Why can't I go?
No. You have to sit down, eat your Brussels sprouts, learn your algebra, and
shut
write
the
this
fuck
goddamn
up.
book report.
And shut the fuck up.
It's called sit down, shut your pie hole, and stop fucking around.
Anyway, anything else you want to say about the movie? Like, maybe some of the effects. We haven't touched on those yet.
The effects, hit and miss for this version. Some effects were better with the HD upgrade, but some of them that looked... Some of the effects that look interesting in the VHS with the older color schematic just sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, like some of the CG, I don't know if it's because of the HD or what, but some of the CG kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
Especially with Yoda.
Yes. Even like mainly in the scene where he's talking to Obi-Wan at the end of the movie, it's like, okay, I don't know if it's because they laid a CG over a puppet or what, but it just looked odd.
Oh, odd. Yes, that's a huge factor about this movie. Odd. That it's not already firmly implanted in our brain that Jar Jar is stupid and odd. No, we have to have R2-D2 and C-3PO say it twice to us. I'm sorry, but this Jar Jar Binks is rather odd. I'm like, yeah. Mutual feeling there, bro. Mutual feeling.
And he's like, you are right, Archie. He is rather odd.
And yeah, production-wise,
What did you think?
I thought it was an improvement over the other one. You could definitely see where they actually use more, actual sets and stuff.
Fun fact.
Being props.
Despite what everyone seems to think, because everyone's like, oh, George went overboard on the CG. Actually, no. If you actually dig into the bonus material, you actually know he used more practical sets and models for each movie. But, fuck it, I guess. Because at least with these movies, there's a story here.
What do we have in the new ones?
Practical sets and real... No, it's practical effects and real sets. Because I actually heard that from somebody who actually watched the documentary Directing the Jedi. They don't talk about story. They don't talk about character arcs. They just talk about real sets and practical effects. That's not a movie.
Oh, excuse me.
You are excused, sir.
Thank you. For once, you actually excused me.
Anyway, I find this movie to be entertaining, despite some flaws.
That's still.
Of course, no movie is perfect.
No.
Not even Toy Story, 'cause I'm sure there's some flaws in there that I don't notice.
Yeah, probably.
Toy Story 4 is one big flaw, and that's that it shouldn't exist.
I saw the trailer and it doesn't even look good.
Dude, do you want to know? Here's the thing. Our new villain, Gabby, I think his name is.
Gabby?
Do you want to know her main evil plan is?
To be Gabby?
No. To steal Woody's voice box for herself. Wow. Yeah, and I thought the screenslaver in Incredibles 2 sounded like it had dumb motivation.
Okay, so what's the point? Your name is Gabby, so obviously you're a girl. You want to sound like a guy? Is that it? That you're pissed off that you sound like a girl because you're a girl, so you want to sound like a guy? Okay, I'll take Woody's voice box. He's Woody. He's got the high-pitched voice of a...
I don't know, man. And like I said, I thought the screensaver sounded weird in Incredibles 2. That makes even more sense now after this.
When we're done, I'm going to have to show you something that's so bizarre, and yet you would probably think it sounds better.
Oh, I don't think so. But anyway, let's talk. Let's keep on Phantom Menace.
But yeah, I mean, there's sir. I would have to say that some ideas I had are changed slightly by watching on the Blu-ray. Like I said, some effects look better, but some look worse. I mean, the sound is almost perfect. It's great sound. The soundtrack itself, bigger improvement over the original trilogy, I would think.
And I think that's what a lot of people said. That one thing that they've liked with these prequel movies is the soundtrack.
I mean, I can't say anything bad about the original though. I mean, I love the original soundtrack. It's you could, especially when you hear the similarities that he was using, composition styling compared to your Holt's Planet Symphony, and then you had hear a little bit of Sergei Prokofiev in there a little bit, but then
and I just thought this. You remember when Yoda was talking to Obi-Wan about Anakin?
Yeah.
We heard a little bit of the Imperial March.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
And it sounded creepy.
Yes, it made creepier than even before. As if it's even possible.
I don't know. The original, I like it. It's weird, but it sounded like it was inspired by too many 70s disco and jazz songs. I don't know.
I know we're going to talk about the movies later, but I'm going to mention this now because I'm talking about Phantom Menace. I've had this theory. And I hate to give the newer movies any credit at all. I really fucking do. I hate to give them any credit at all because they're really, really bad for how they butcher the original characters. But they say something about Rey and Kylo that I think could apply it to Anakin. How they have this, to quote Snoke, they have this raw, untamed power. And even Luke says to Rey, I've seen this raw strength only once before in Ben Solo. It didn't scare me up and that, but now it does. You probably figured that out from the trailer. But I'm thinking, does the reason why the Jedi Council don't trust Anakin, does that mean he probably has this raw, untamed power? Because it would explain why he's so force sensitive to the point of having a midichlorian count over the 20,000.
Would make sense.
So, as much as I hate to give any credit to the later movies, it at least does could probably explain that. Because remember, Kylo Ren is Anakin's grandson. So it probably just skipped a generation, meaning he probably just skipped over Luke and Leia.
Oh, you're talking about something else. I was thinking of the emo gene for a minute. Definitely skipped over.
No,
Luke.
you remember how? No, what I'm saying is, do you remember how you probably never seen Last Jedi?
I was making a joke.
I know you would. I know you were. But what I'm saying is, in The Last Jedi, both Snoke and Luke mention how Rey and Kylo have this untamed power that Luke said last time I felt it with Ben Solo. It wasn't scary enough then, but it does now. I'm thinking maybe Anakin might have that, and we explain the over 20,000 midichlorians, and it just skips the generation. So it skipped over Luke and Leia, and then just smack, bang, right in the face.
Ew.
But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna pick on me at times, I'm gonna pick on you. But you know what I mean.
Don't need to put your spin on me.
But you know what I mean, though, right? But like I said, I hate to give those movies any credit, but those movies might have explained something here. So Sure, I'll give that credit, I guess. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, let's see. We talked about the acting. We talked about the story, the producing, the music,
And the effects.
and the facts. I think that's pretty much it. That's our rating system.
Yes.
I think for this, I would give it I would give it a 7 or a 6.5. It's like,
I would say a 7.
yeah.
Because someone hates Jar Jar, yet I don't mind. Because they do downgrade him in the next 2 movies.
Good. Good. That's from Star Wars too.
And next we get Christopher Lee.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. So much better already. Christopher Lee, my main Dracula. My
And
main
Saruman.
Batman. The original Batman.
That's not. Did you make the joke because vampires turn into bats?
Yes.
Wow. I was gonna say you like the original Batman. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, I thought Adam was the original Batman.
Yeah, right. Higher Madam West. I'm sorry. I just had to do that.
But yeah, he said 6.5. I'd say like a 7.
I'll give it a 7. It was good, but
I mean, it's up to you, man. I don't want to.
No, I'm just saying it's good, but it's like it's still not better. Like compared to us giving.
It's better than the later movies. Put it that way.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, compared to us giving the first 3 like 8s and 9s, it's like it's good, but it's definitely a step down still.
That is true, my friend. That is true.
So yeah, I'll give it a
Also,
7.
more fun fact. This was actually the very first Star Wars movie I ever saw ever in my life. That's ended there.
You never watched the originals previous?
No. I think we said that in our other video, though.
Oh, maybe we did.
I do not know. But yeah,
I
put that in there.
I grew up with the original trilogy first. My parents had all of them taped.
Yes, remember, we watched that tape at your place, remember?
Yeah, because I think I might still have that somewhere. It was the one where it was episode 4, and that was the second one on it. The first one, my dad had taped on the original War of the Worlds movie. Like the 1954, 1964 or something. It was that, and
It was in the 50s, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but I thought there was a tape we watched that had all 3 movies on it.
No. I know I had all 3 of them taped, but they were different. The second one I had taped, and that had a bunch of cartoons on it, like
I could swear there was a tape with all 3 of them. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong or something, I don't know. But anyway, this video is almost 40 minutes long. So anyway, we shall see you in Attack of the Clones. Goodbye.
Bye.